Morning, I'm Dan. I'm one of our transport engagers here at Beamish Museum, and today we're going to take a look inside the signal box here at Rowley Station and have a quick whistle-stop tour of block signalling. Come and have a look. So here in the box at Rowley we have two systems on display for the control of traffic between adjoining signal boxes. We have the more standard system of block working with typical block instruments, block bells, as we find on a double track main line. This box comes from Carhouse East Junction near Concert, and that was on a double track line. However, here at Rowley we're on a single track line, as you may be able to see out the windows. So we have our tyres patent train tablet apparatus for working the single line between our adjoining sections. We'll start with a quick overview of how standard block working would work in a box like this. Obviously, a signal box can only control with the lever frame its immediate area of control, the station here, but we need to be able to keep trains safely apart from each other as they make their way down the line between adjoining signal boxes. And we communicate between those boxes with a basic telegraph system. We don't really use telephones, we use bells, because asking a question via telephone can become quite long-winded. So in a moment you'll see how we communicate with No Place box, which is our box in rear for this movement, and then Colliery Junction box, which is our box in advance. So the first thing I will hear before any train movement will be one beat on the block bell. Call attention, that's telling me to get out of my chair, put my book down and come and attend to the instruments. There may be I don't know what the message will be at this point. It could be a train, it could be informing me that they're doing shunting at the adjoining station and need to come into section. So I respond. 1. I'm here, I'm ready to take your message. All of these things are quite long-winded questions if you try and do them over telephone. So even once telephones have been invented, we stick with this system, and you'll still find it in use on various parts of the national network today. So the next thing I get offered is 3-1. That's a bell code, meaning is the line clear for an ordinary passenger train to proceed from No Place to Rowley? Again, it's a very long-winded question. It's much easier to do it as a code. I check my clearing point to ensure that I can accept the train safely, but there's nothing going to obstruct its arrival, and I respond. And set my block indicator to line clear. The needle would, if it was connected, flick to line clear at both ends of the section, and then the signalman at No Place would know that I've accepted the train. It's at this point that the train can still be cancelled. It's been offered to me, I've accepted it, but if for whatever reason it's not going to proceed as far as me, it can still be cancelled. We've accepted our passenger train from No Place. We now need to actually signal it into the station. At the moment it won't make it into the platform because all of our signals are at danger. So the first thing I need to do is lock number 15 points, because there are passenger running line facing points required to be locked. I then pull off my down home signal, number 25 signal, and that means the train can get as far as our platform here at Rowley. However, it can't go any further yet. The train is now signalled into the station here at Rowley, but it can't go further towards Colliery Junction because I've not offered it. So whilst I accepted a train from No Place, I now need to offer it on, which is very much the same process. And Colliery Junction will set their block indicator to line clear as per mine. So we've accepted the train from No Place, we've offered it on to Colliery Junction. That means we can now pull off, that's clear, our signals to allow the train to continue once it arrives with us. So I'll pull off number 24, the down starter, and number 23, the down advanced starter. We've accepted, we've offered, we've pulled off, but the train still isn't on its way to us. I'm waiting for a signal from No Place to tell me that the train's entered section, which will be 2 bells, train entering section. That's the point of no return. The train is now moving towards me, and there's no means of stopping it until it reaches my signals. I set my block indicator to train online, which will then do the same at the other end, and that is it. That's the only train which can be in that section from now until it arrives here. As the train approaches me, I'm looking in its direction of travel. There will be a whistle board somewhere down that line, and as it passes, as the whole train passes my home signal, I return its danger, protect behind the train as soon as it's passed. You always wait for the whole train to pass, but as soon as it has, you return your signals to danger to ensure it's protected from anything which might be following. The train's arrived, but at the moment, there's no way of knowing that the whole train's arrived. So as it leaves the station, As it passes my box, I'll watch the whole train go past and then return the starter to danger. What we haven't mentioned so far is that every action that I've done with those bells, with those block instruments, it all needs to be recorded in our train register. It's vitally important that every code, every movement is recorded. This is a legal document which, in the event of any incident, will be seized by the inspector. So I've written all of that down. Train has reached us, train's gone past us, but I need to ensure that the whole train has passed me and that it's not left part of itself behind in section. And for that purpose, every train must carry a tail lamp. In darkness or poor weather conditions it will be lit, but it's vitally important that I see that tail lamp before I send a train out to section bell codes to the box in rear. If I don't see a tail lamp, even if the guard's just forgotten to put one on, I have to assume that the train's divided. It's one of the most important bits of equipment on a train is that I see its tail lamp. Having seen the whole train go past the box, I've observed the tail lamp, so I know that the train's complete. Having done that, having seen that, I can now tell No Place that the train's arrived and that the section's now clear for another train to be offered. So I do that by sending 2-1 and setting my block indicator to normal. He will then respond with 2-1 in turn. The train is also now on its way down to Colliery Junction, so I also send train entering section to the box in advance as well. With that all done, I'll return my advanced starter to danger, and I'm now ready to accept another train from No Place. So the final part of the sequence is waiting for the train out of section from Colliery Junction. I need to wait for that signal to have also seen the tail lamp of the train. And that will happen when I hear, which I respond. And then the Colliery Junction section is also now empty, so I could prepare to receive a train from either direction. I hope that provided some kind of insight into how block signalling works. We've currently got our 9-day transport festival on here at the museum, and the railway here at Rowley's running again for the first time in 5 years. So please do pop down, pay us a visit. If you've got any questions and I happen to be on, feel free to ask. But for now, I've got some paperwork to carry on with, so I'll see you soon.